My name is Mandy and welcome to my YouTube channel where I talk about books and I judge them because they won't judge me back. I mean, yeah, that's true. Sorry. I have been wanting to start a YouTube channel for a really long time, and I didn't know BookTube was a thing until really recently. Because I joined a book club at Barnes & Noble, and the first book that we read was written by, it's Poland Books, I believe, and her name's Christina, and I never heard of her, and then I found BookTube that way. I'm not gonna talk about that book. But it did open up a whole new world of YouTube for me, and so when I found BookTube and I was like, this is where I belong, this is what I should be doing, this is what I should do, because I love to talk about books. I love books. This is just 2 bookshelves that I have in my house. Yeah, and it's just something I really want to do and talk about, and for my first video I thought maybe I'd talk about the books that I'm currently reading or starting to read for the month. Yeah. So I just finished reading a book for the Barnes & Noble Young Adult Book Club. I'm not a young adult, but I love young adult books, and I love all books, actually. There's not a book that I would discriminate against. Whether or not I like it is entirely different. I'll read just about anything. I even read all of the 50 Shades of Grey books just so I can say that I read them and that I knowingly hate them. Yeah. So I joined the Young Adult Book Club at Barnes & Noble, and I really like it. And we've read 2 books so far. One was Again But Better by that booktuber whose name I'm really sorry. Ooh. Again But Better. I'll look it up, I promise. And then this book that I still haven't finished because it was so dense, but it's really good. It's called We Hunt the Flame by this author whose name I'm not going to try to pronounce. I still haven't finished it. It's really good. It's almost done. It's just so dense for me, and like my brain doesn't always grasp onto it easily, but it's beautiful. Look at it. It's so pretty. I love it so much. Swords, and it's beautiful, and I love it. And there's like a slow burn love story, and I'm not really for love stories, like particularly when they are the plot device. I love them by happenstance, and that happens in here. And we also got these really cool little cards. Boop. And these are all the characters, and these are beautiful, and I love these. I hope you can see them. Yeah, these pictures are also on the author's website. And I also thought it was really cool that the author wore this in her author photo. So I can't wait to see more, read more from her, hear more from her, because it's just so fascinating, and it's magical, and I love it. I just finished a couple days ago this book. Ooh, there's a sticker. I'm just gonna cover up the sticker. Hot Dog Girl by Jennifer Dugan. I really wanted to love this book. It looks adorable. Like, there are worse things in the world than being a hot dog, probably. And it's about this girl who is determined to have the best summer of her life. She's a junior in high school, and she's working at this amusement park in her town with her best friend, and everything kind of starts falling apart. I mean, normally, like they do in books, and it's LGBT, and I was like, sign me up. I love this. But the main character was kind of annoying. I kind of figured out the ending before it happened, and not to toot my own horn, but I do that a lot. It's just because I read a lot of books like this, and Becky Albertini, the author of Albertalli, why did I say Albertini? The author of Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda, she recommended this book on her Instagram, and I was like, yes, and it looks super cute, but I just didn't like it. It just didn't spark joy, as Marie Kondo would say. It did not spark joy. It took me forever to get through it, but It wasn't awkward. It even says a hilarious awkward romance. It wasn't, I did not laugh. The awkward parts were really cringy. It just did not spark joy for me. But if you're looking for like an LGBT really teen book, you saw the sticker. This for you. So let's see. I also started reading. You're gonna judge me. Everyone in the world's gonna judge me. Here we go. Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. I've never read this book. I love Neil Gaiman, and I love Neverwhere. It's my favorite book ever by him. And I just never got around to reading this. And then the show came out, and my husband loves it a lot, and he kept trying to get me to read it, and so now I finally started reading it. So I'm not that far in. I'm only like 20 pages in, and so far so good. I don't know why I never wanted to read it, but I just... Can you guys stop fighting? Don't fight right now. Kittens. Hello, kittens. They're fighting. Anyway, what else? I'm reading this real feel-good book called Silence of the Lambs. I don't know if maybe you heard of this really fun guy named Hannibal Lecter. He just seems like a riot. This is by Thomas Harris, and this is the second book in the Hannibal series, I believe. I think the first one is Red Dragon. I've always wanted to read this. I started reading it a while ago. I'm only about 50 pages in. It's really... If you like true crime, and you like murder and solving a good mystery and lots of twisty goodness, so far so good. There is a couple of like triggers. It's kind of icky. Let's say like sexual assault triggers. And I just got started, so I don't know what else there could be, but I'll let you know. The more I get into it, well, I'll get back to you. The last book I'm reading has all the stickers. Here we go. It's Stay Sexy and Don't Get Murdered by Karen Kilgariff and Georgia Hardstark. If you don't listen to, but you should, they are the creators of a podcast called My Favorite Murder. It is wonderful. It is a comedy true crime podcast. I know what you're thinking. That doesn't make sense. But me, ¿por qué no los dos? So the way they described it in one of their live shows was the comedy and the true crime are linear with each other. So whenever you're talking about something kind of uncomfortable, you just start laughing because you don't know what else to do because it's so uncomfortable. That's exactly what this podcast is. And you get to learn a lot of true crime stuff, and it's just a really great community of people talking about true crime and like unsolved mysteries and just really neat, cool things like that. I'm really into true crime. My dad got me into it when I was younger. He left a lot of Anne Rule books everywhere. So it's just fascinating trying to understand, make sense of the senseless. So this book is basically like a self-help book, if you will, on how to stay sexy and not get murdered. They tell like their life stories and things that they learned from growing up. And I'm not that far into this either, but I'm taking my time with this book just because I love them so much, and I really value all the advice. They're really, really big into talking about mental health and taking care of yourself and talking to people and just being who you are and loving yourself for that. And it's really positive for, again, a true crime podcast, but they're really great, so I would highly recommend that. So this has gone a little bit longer than I thought it would for my first video, but hopefully you'll come back, and yeah, let's do this again. Awkward finger guns. So I'll see you next time. Goodbye.